Hi, beautiful. I wanted to share a line from chapter 3 of the text, The Innocent Perception, in the segment on judgment and the authority problem in paragraph 3. The first line, paragraph 3, says, "You have no idea of the tremendous release and deep peace that comes from meeting yourself and your brothers totally without judgment." So I can testify to this in some small way. I hadn't read this particular line in a long time. It's been over a year since I've read this chapter, and I had kind of not forgotten about it, but it just wasn't at the front of my mind. I shared this in an earlier video, but as I was meditating recently, this knowing washed over me of what a waste of time it is to judge myself. What a waste of time. What a waste of energy. Anything I've done that was a mistake, I've learned from it and I'm moving forward. That self-recrimination, that self-judgment is just ego's way to keep you in a loop. And in that moment, I just let it go. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with that. And over the course of the next few days, I just, when I would feel this slight temptation of like, to start judging myself, or why did I do that? Or it was just, no, that's silly. I don't want that anymore. I'm done with that. And I found myself also just feeling so calm and peaceful about other people's mistakes. Like, yeah, they screwed up. They messed up. It's okay. We have all had errors in thinking. We have all had misperceptions. We have all made mistakes. The important thing is, are we learning and moving forward? And if someone's not, then that is something to pity, not judge. You have no idea of the tremendous release and deep peace that comes from meeting yourself and your brothers totally without judgment. When you recognize what you are and what your brothers are, you will realize that judging them in any way is without meaning. In fact, their meaning is lost to you precisely because you are judging them. All uncertainty comes from the belief that you are under the coercion of judgment. You do not need judgment to organize your life. Whoa, I'm going to read that again. You do not need judgment to organize your life. The ego does. The ego is a judgment machine. It's how it determines who's good, who's bad, who's better, who's worse. You do not need judgment to organize your life, and you certainly do not need it to organize yourself. In the presence of knowledge, all judgment is automatically suspended, and this is the process that enables recognition to replace perception, a recognition of the truth. You are fearful of everything you have perceived but have refused to accept. You believe that because you have refused to accept it, you have lost control over it. This is why you see it in nightmares or in pleasant disguises in what seem to be your happier dreams. Nothing that you have refused to accept can be brought into awareness. It is not dangerous in itself, but you have made it seem dangerous to you. When you feel tired, it's because you have judged yourself as capable of being tired. When you laugh at someone, it is because you have judged him as unworthy. When you laugh at yourself, you must laugh at others, if only because you cannot tolerate the idea of being more unworthy than they are. All this makes you feel tired because it is essentially disheartening. You are not really capable of being tired, but you are very capable of wearying yourself. The strain of constant judgment is virtually intolerable. It is curious that an ability so debilitating would be so deeply cherished. Yet if you wish to be the author of reality, you will insist on holding on to judgment. You will also regard judgment with fear, believing that it will someday be used against you. This belief can exist only to the extent that you believe in the efficacy of judgment as a weapon of defense for your own authority. God offers only mercy. Your words should reflect only mercy, because that is what you have received and that is what you should give. Justice is a temporary expedient or an attempt to teach you the meaning of mercy. It is judgmental only because you are capable of injustice. I have spoken of different symptoms, and at that level there is almost endless variation. There is, however, only one cause for all of them, the authority problem. This is the root of all evil. Every symptom the ego makes involves a contradiction in terms because the mind is split between the ego and the Holy Spirit. So that whatever the ego makes is incomplete and contradictory. This untenable position is the result of the authority problem, which, because it accepts the one inconceivable thought as its premise, can produce only ideas that are inconceivable. The issue of authority is really a question of authorship. When you have an authority problem, it is always because you believe you are the author of yourself and project your delusions onto others. You then perceive the situation as one in which others are literally fighting you for your authorship. This is the fundamental error of all those who believe they have usurped the power of God. This belief is very frightening to them, but hardly troubles God. He is, however, eager to undo it, not to punish his children, but only because he knows that it makes them unhappy. God's creations are given their true authorship, but you prefer to be anonymous when you choose to separate yourself from your author. Being uncertain of your true authorship, you believe your creation was anonymous. This leaves you in a position where it sounds meaningful to believe that you created yourself. The dispute over authorship has left such uncertainty in your mind that it may even doubt whether you really exist at all. Only those who give over all desire to reject can know that their own rejection is impossible. You have not usurped the power of God, but you have lost it. Fortunately, to lose something does not mean that it is gone. It merely means that you do not remember where it is. Its existence does not depend on your ability to identify it or even to place it. It is possible to look on reality without judgment and merely know that it is there. Peace is a natural heritage of spirit. I'm going to read that line again, that it is possible to look on reality without judgment and merely know that it is there. Isn't that an interesting thought? That it's totally okay, not only okay and permissible, but ideal to look at reality without judgment and merely know that it is there. This is what's happening. I accept it. I glean the good. I let go of the rest. I'm not going to sit here and condemn it and judge it because, one, I'm unqualified. I'm unqualified to judge the world. I am unqualified because I don't know everybody's nurture and nature. I don't know why they act the way they do. I have no idea. Thank goodness. I don't want to know why everyone acts the way they do. Some people are very lost in a delusion and have gone mad. For me to truly understand them, I would have to go mad. I would have to lose my mind to understand them. And the Course in Miracles talks about, do not follow your brothers into their delusions. And yet have compassion for them and hold space for them to return to the truth. That they're safe, that they are whole, that they are complete, as are you. I know this sounds near impossible, and I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. It is impossible to ego. So when we are ego identified, this is all nonsense. This doesn't make any sense at all, and it's impossible. And that is why A Course in Miracles asks us again and again to lay down our sword, get really still, bring our troubled thoughts to the Holy Spirit, and allow our minds to be enlightened. The only thing we need to bring is willingness. That's it. Just our willingness. Thank you so much for being willing and being here with your beautiful heart and your keen intellect and doing this wonderful, nourishing work together. Thank you. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.